The hot topic of rent control heads to the November ballot. If passed, Proposition 21 will give local governments more authority over rent prices. And yesterday, Team 10 looked at the Yes campaign. Now, our investigator, Melissa Masiha, is digging into the TV ads against the measure in our new segment, Truth Be Told.
Property owner Mark Doring rents out 2 houses. He's against rent control.
I think the government has put enough of a burden on landlords like myself.
During this pandemic, numerous local governments issued bans on evictions for those facing hardships because of COVID-19. Mark understands this difficult time, but said he and other landlords depend on that money.
I mean, they have to make their payments, and if they relied on that rent, they're in a bad enough situation as it is right now. There's other areas that the government, I think, can attack. You know, look at your utilities, look at your gasoline.
Prop 21 will make things even worse.
This No on 21 ad is sponsored by the California Apartment Association with major funding by these groups. Chief economist at Point Loma Nazarene, Lynn Reeser, explained what the measure would do since she said the ads don't.
It allows local governments to set their own rent control measures that would be different from what the state now has, which is basically it caps rent increases at 5% plus the rate of inflation.
The ad said voters rejected a similar measure 2 years ago. Truth be told, that is correct, but there are changes with Prop 21. It affects housing more than 15 years old. It won't affect owners with only 1 or 2 properties, so Mark wouldn't fall in this category. Reeser analyzed census numbers and said nearly 1 out of every 10 rental units would fall under Prop 21.
21 will reduce home values by up to 20%.
Truth be told, Reeser said values will drop, but unlikely to fall that much immediately. The Legislative Analyst's Office said even as owners sell off their properties, losses from lower property values would be larger than revenue gains from increased sales.
And that will spill over into lower property taxes, which funds primarily our schools.
Reeser said this measure may be good for those currently renting, but could squeeze out others new to the housing market, like students or out-of-state employees. Whether you vote for or against.
It's very important to vote, but it's also very important to be an informed voter.
Melissa Masiha, Team 10.